Greetings and welcome, y'all. This is Coach Veronica Marie. And if you're new here, welcome. Please do consider liking the video, even sharing it, and subscribing to this channel. People who follow me are generally interested in emotional wellness, enhancing their communication, spiritual evolution, and shadow work. I also function as a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor. And you can find me on my website at veronicamarie.com. I also have an ebook, an e-workbook. It's called Intimacy, A Beginner's Guide to Self-Discovery. And it's for anyone who really wants to understand their thought processes more. I actually lead you through a strategy that begins with self-acknowledgement, with understanding yourself, because a lot of people are aware that they do certain things, but they don't know why. And even if they know why, they don't understand how to rework the brain. So my ebook is there to assist you on that journey. Today, I am talking about dating after divorce because I know this is a very relevant topic for many of my clients. And also it's something that I experienced. And a lot of times and I wouldn't even just say dating after divorce, I would say dating after a long-term commitment. You know, it doesn't have to be marriage. It could have been a commitment that you were in for a very long time. And so you emerge out of that relationship, number one, with a lot of things you didn't start with. Some things you started with, you no longer have. You really don't know how you exist as a functional being alone because you have for so long considered another person in your day-to-day interaction. So that could be a daunting task, especially where dating is concerned. And so there's healing that happens, but that's not the topic of this live. What I want to talk about is just some common questions that people have when they are releasing themselves from a long-term commitment or a marriage or been released from one. And one of the questions I had to really consider is, what does dating look like for me now? It had been so long. I hadn't dated actively since I was in my mid-20s. So a question that was of great importance is, what does dating look like for me? So initially, my answer was, I don't know, because I had no experience, right? And it's okay not to know. You don't need to know, but you do need to ask the question and begin to explore possibilities. Now, maybe you're at the point where you don't want to explore the possibility with someone else, but it's okay to explore it in your mind as you watch movies. What elements of dating do you like? What elements don't you like? When you were single, if you remember, what things did you enjoy about dating? What things don't do you think you wouldn't enjoy now? You can think about the dating period of your last relationship. What things did you enjoy about that beginning process? What would you do differently? Right? So it's safe to explore this within your mind because you need to know. Eventually, you will meet someone and talk to someone, and this question is going to come flying to front stage. Do you do you believe in, here's another question. Do you believe in dating more than one person? What does the word date mean to you? You know, are you a person where you would only want to get to know one person, or would you like to know several people, get to know several people? When you think about yourself in the state that you're in, what do you think your capacity is? At first, my answer was, I don't know. But then I began to explore it in my mind. What are my particular needs emotionally? How would I like to be handled? Right? What qualities could I be interested in a person, you know, within a person? What activities might I be interested in participating in? What things have I not experienced that I would like to experience on a date? You know, these questions can go on and on and on, and I think they're worth your discovery within your mind first. Secondly, I had children when I emerged from marriage. So when I was dating, I didn't have to think about what does dating look like with children for me. At the age that they are, what is feasible, right? What would satisfy me? What amount of quality time would I ideally want? Now, initially, the answer was, I don't know, but you have to give yourself permission to envision an ideal situation. What would I ideally like to experience in terms of time? What would I ideally like to experience in terms of communication? Is it every day, every other day, all day, every night, every morning? What does that look like? You can feel free to discover this within yourself with no pressure. It's simply you taking some time to get to know yourself in a deeper way concerning dating. So I had to discover um, whether or not I would want people I was dating, if whether or not I wanted them to interact with my children. Did I want to keep my children separate and they stay out of it in terms of meeting people? Did I want them to meet people? These questions are so relevant. Um, when I actually went out on a date, how did I want to communicate that with my children? Did I want to say I'm going out on a date, or did I want to say I'm having a meeting or going out with a friend? Like, different verbalizations mattered to me. We're talking about dating after divorce or after a long-term breakup. You want to be careful of the trap that I see with a lot of people, and that is treating new people the way your previous person wanted to be treated, or treating the present person in a way that you grew to have to treat your previous person. Each person is an individual, and they should be taken on a case by case basis. So, here's a question for you: where am I still struggling with my previous experience? What am I still trying to understand? What do I need to more deeply understand? What perspective do I need? Is this hindering me? Right? Have I been hindered? Is this causing me this unresolved space? Is it causing me to view the world a particular way? And that's where a lot of the healing happens after a divorce or a long-term breakup. And I'm going to make another video about that. But right now, I just want to give you some things to think about. Another thing to think about is, because this is common, to you emerge out of a relationship that had certain protocol when you went out. So maybe one person always paid the bill, and maybe you always paid the bill. However it went, what would you like to see, going forward? And are you open to having conversations with new people about that? I think we have to be very open and upfront and ask, how do you see the bill when we go out? Do you imagine us going 50-50? Whatever, you need to know what other people think about it. And you need to know first and foremost what you think about it. When you think about dating, is the date something simple like dinner and going home? Or would you like a day of dating? People see setting up encounters in many different ways. So that's important. Do you see yourself going to the person's home? Do you see yourself inviting them into your home? Relevant questions, right? And so, what I want you to remember from all of this is what you want matter, and it's worth discovering. What you need matters, and it's worth talking about. What is ideal for you is worth envisioning because you can create it. So when you're coming out of a long-term relationship, or specifically divorce, these are questions I think will help you navigate the dating arena in a more fluid way. And one last area, physicality, physically. Do you see yourself engaging with a person physically? If so, what does that look like? Are you against quick physical interaction? Does it need to take a long time? Is there something you need to see or know about them? These are good questions, right? And deeper, and even more deeply than that, what do you enjoy physically? What have you enjoyed in the past? What would you like to enjoy? And if the answer is, I don't know, that's normal. Those answers were, I don't know, for me too. But eventually you begin to discover them. And then through your dating experiences, you refine them. So I'll stop right there. This is Coach Veronica Marie. If you are just recently out of a long-term commitment or a divorce and you would like coaching, you can reach me on my website at veronicamarie.com. And I'll come back and talk a little bit about healing, what healing can look like after a long-term commitment or divorce. All right, that's it. Y'all have a beautiful day and we'll talk soon.